Hey everyone, Ben here. This is for a collective that is going through a transformation and is just in the heat of it, or has gone through a transformation and we feel like we're on the tail end of it. So when I connected, I saw a star and a moon far off in the distance. The star was, glowing naturally, and then out of the sides of it started to send energy out and was dumping it back into itself, curling up and going through the bottom of it. And this sped up. The star continuously got brighter and then exploded into a million pieces across the sky. This is natural transmuting energy transformation, alchemy process. We're taking energy, we're sending it back into ourselves, and at that point, the explosion, seems like the the highest point of the process, the hardest part, the most difficult part. And it's not always what we want to hear, of course, but it's part of the process. We need to change our form if we want to move forward. We have to change. A change has to take place. So, excuse me. At that point, we're in a million pieces, and then it became to rush back to itself. But it rushed back into a very, unpleasant rock, if you will. It was complete sphere. It was very smooth, and it was dark. And if we can look back at any times in our life when we did go through a transformation, it's not always a fun process. It's going to be difficult. Change in general is difficult. Changing ourselves when we look back at what we used to be and how we're in a completely different space, we're unguided in essence. We are paving a new path. Everything is new. If we go back to the old will be the same. But we took a step to move forward, whether we were forced into it or we mindfully wanted to make a change and leave things in the past behind for a better life, which is great. And I truly do feel that as a huge part of our experience here. So, moving forward, as I said, most of the collective would have already experienced this process, and we're on the tail end because at that point, this, perfect sphere that, was dark, don't even know how to reference it. It's something that we may have seen here in this realm, but it's, picture an egg hatching, but these rays of light started to shoot out of it, one by one, almost like an egg cracking, but this light was, rays of light were shooting out here and there. So again, this process is continuing, as we are rebuilding ourselves, reforming, learning how to handle this new energy or our new experience, because obviously past experiences have brought us to this point, have molded us into a new form. And as this process is taking place, it's almost, the caterpillar philosophy. We're in the cocoon and I don't want to say marinating, but we're marinating with the emotions, the feelings, the transformation. It's not easy. It's not fun. Anybody that's gone through it, which most of us have, can admit it, but we know on the other end something great is waiting for us. And we may want to rush that process because who wants to deal with that? But at the same token, it takes time, and that time has a purpose. It is hard to see if we're impatient, and we miss that. And that may prolong it. And not in a negative way or to scare anyone, but we're missing the point. We do have to sit with our emotions and reflect a lot. And that reflection is not a punishment. It's an understanding of what actually did take place. When we understand something, to that level, it's not just like, I ate my dinner, it filled me up, I'm moving on. That there's more to the process. And when we really take a step back, we do learn a lot about ourselves and about others. What we truly do want, what we truly don't want. Are we doing this to fulfill someone else's needs, or are we doing this for true fulfillment for ourselves? Obviously, that's going to fit into everybody's situation differently, what they're going through. But during this process, it's also a reminder that you're on the way out. The hardest part is done. We've already changed our form, and we are in the rebirth, so to speak. That timeline is different for everyone. But just know that the hardest part is over, and we are moving forward. So with that, have a great day. Thanks.